is Cindy Dole, and this is a very special edition of Home Wizards, your radio home for all things home, garden, and life improvement. Live from the International Builder Show in Orlando, Florida. And boy, is this convention center huge. Boy, we need a foot masseuse. Eric Stromer is with me, and we've had some fun over the past several days investigating and surveying all the new and neat and innovative things that we're going to be expecting and wanting for our
amazing
homes.
technologies. Yeah. And this one right here, by the way.
Well, don't talk to him yet.
Boy, I got
We're getting to him in just. Well, this one is pretty. He's sassy.
Yes, he is.
He's got something up with. There is an app for that. We are specifically at the BEHR Paint Lounge. It's not just a booth, but it's a lounge where people are sipping on coffee and munching on things and just kind of talking shop about what we can expect in terms of color and new things for the home. And yes, wait till you hear what BEHR Paint is up to. But in the next hour, we're going to talk about this app that's going to make you and all your dreams come true in terms of visualizing that color. I mean, hey, Eric, as a contractor, have you dealt with that? Like, how do you visualize it? You don't seem to understand
what this means for me. This means the old idea of taking a color chip to a paint store and having it match. Now you have that ability in your own life.
And you have it in a mobile way. Yeah.
It's an amazing
It means that now it means that kids are going to say, here, Dad.
There's Bobby. I love the color of his sweater. I want my room his color.
Bang.
Exactly. You take a picture. There it is. Right. You mix it up at BEHR Paint.
Yeah. Here's 50 Cent. I want his shirt.
That's right. Exactly. Really
but anyway, over the next hour, we're going to talk about the new technologies. We're going to hear about what's really cool for the kitchen. A big problem, I'm sure you can relate to this, is what happens in the kitchen sink and what happens under the kitchen sink because of leaks and spills. And were you impressed with that over at the Marilat booth?
The CoreGuard product was amazing. I just loved it.
We're going to find out how that can be a solution for your world, and then we're going to hear about predicting what's going to be hot and trendy and fun color-wise for this year and next. What a fun job to get to go to Paris and just kind of observe what's going on in the world and then say, you know what, that is what we need in terms of a great color. Like,
can you imagine being someone who invents colors? That's such It's a great job.
It's a fun job. In fact, at BEHR Paint, they're not only inventing it, but it's almost like a CSI project. I spent some time at their manufacturing plant in the OC area, and it really is. It's a lab. And they're looking at the competitor, and they're looking at their stuff and trying to figure out not only what's cool and trendy, but what's going to stay on your walls.
Yeah, I remember you told me how impressed you were with that whole facility.
So we're gonna talk about all that, so you can just relax and know that as you're listening to things and you hear something you like, you can go back to the website at cindydole.com. So speaking of digital, with me is a guy who really has come up with something very cool with his team at BEHR Paint. He's the director of digital marketing, Damian Reynolds. Hey, Damian.
Hello. How are you?
Yes, there is an app for that.
There is now.
So we're talking about this very new thing that you can get for free. You can download through iTunes, and it's the BEHR ColorSmart application. What is this?
Well, we actually call it BEHR ColorSmart Mobile by BEHR. And it's a new application that's available on your iPhone that allows you to be in someplace interesting with interesting colors, take a picture of the wall, and then we take it a step further where we allow you to actually coordinate colors with the picture that you took, that you matched to, and then one step further, actually preview how those colors look in a room so that you can really figure out the kind of colors that appeal to you and that will look good in your space.
So this is brand new, just launched, right?
Just launched. We actually had a soft launch last month that we kind of kept hush about, but this week we did a big press release and did a big email blast about it, really trying to attract attention and see how people gravitate to it.
When you say you had to keep hush-hush about it, was it hard to create? I mean, how do you get to technology to turn a picture that you see or something that's in the world to a paint?
You know, a lot of times it's not really as difficult to figure out the technology. The technology of figuring out how to match a color, a paint color to a color that you take in a photo is actually not that complicated. The real trick is figuring out how to do it in such a way that's intuitive to people so that they understand they could just pick up the app and love the way it works and know how to use it before even like reading any instructions or anything.
You know, Damien, I've loved the way you guys set up your brochures at your paint supply facilities, and the way that it now is seamlessly exhibited in this application is great, because a lot of times I think people are afraid of inventing their own style and they're not confident about how to pick colors.
Certainly.
But the fact that you provide a whole palette that matches the color that you have chosen is amazing. I was playing around with it. So check it out. You take the picture, it brings up a color that you like, and then it references a couple that already exist in the line, and then you choose the one that's closest to it.
It makes you feel like you can be a designer. It
Absolutely.
gives you confidence.
This is a great thing.
Can we call you Daddy? No, you're giving us a support system, really, because
Certainly.
people. I mean, talk to that. People are a little apprehensive about making a decision, aren't they?
We do
They're going through this doubt system.
Certainly. We do a number of focus groups where we reach out to customers and try to figure out what it is that they really need. And you hear multiple horror stories of people having their in-laws come over for Thanksgiving and they just painted their room yellow and their mother-in-law says, "Oh my God, what is that, banana?" So we really, people have intense stress about making the right decision. They don't trust their color sense, and we really just try to make it one step easier for them so that they can feel that confidence and go ahead. And we also find that people, when they use color in their rooms, they're actually more emotionally attached to the project. If somebody's just throwing white on the walls, it's like it's another white room. But when somebody does something that's a little bit bold and a little bit beautiful, they're proud to have their friends come over and see it, and then their friends feel a little bit jealous, and then their friends want to paint, and then we have this whole world of color that blows up.
And then emotions attached to it.
Correct.
And then the other thing I want to talk to you about, as a contractor, I would drive clients around with a fan deck of your color samples and creep up to somebody's house and spread the fan deck open and try and match the color.
Yeah.
And then people are in their home going, "What the heck's this guy doing on my property?" Now I can just take the picture with the iPhone and avoid prosecution.
Right. But still, I mean, I think it's still hard to have that little teeny tiny chip and get it exact. It sounds like you've taken it to that next step where we're going to have it right on the money. I mean, you're giving us the exact name of the color.
Certainly.
By just seeing something in the environment, right? It could be a piece of clothing. It could be anything.
Certainly. Now, you're always you're always limited by the photo quality. So if you're taking a picture in a dark room or something, that is going to affect the color that you pick. So you can't have expectations that it's always going to be spot on perfect, because we're at the mercy of the photograph itself. But it does a good job of finding the match to the color that you're looking for.
Like if I see Paris Hilton driving in that pink car of hers,
and you take a good
pink
picture.
Bentley. I take a picture of that, and I can get the bubble gum paint that you have, right, or whatever it is.
For your teen daughter's room, I hope.
Yeah, it's not for me. My husband, I don't think we're going for that.
Hey, I'm taking this personally.
Very, very fun. And what else is new in terms of digital technology and how you're going to advance our whole experience of enjoying paint and color and just our life in our home?
Well, I can't tell you everything
because you've
new
got some things in the works,
Certainly,
right?
We have a number of things in the works, but one of the things that we found that's really people are really reacting to lately is being able to share their colors with their friends and getting the opinions of the friends, or even share their colors with strangers. So we find a lot of people posting on our Facebook page. I took I painted this room. What do you think? And getting random comments from their friends about it. I think that people actually are starting to learn to trust the masses more than even something that a paint manufacturer tells them.
That's kind of fun. So people can kind of share alike and learn together, right?
And then the synergy of social media, and then you essentially bringing a paint kiosk that would traditionally be in a paint store is now in one package on your iPhone.
Exactly. Our goal is to tie the entire digital experience together into one package that's cohesive, makes sense, and that people just understand how to work and love.
Fantastic.
Love it. Yeah. And so where do we get it and how do we get it?
Oh, you can go to the easiest way to find the new app is to go to the iTunes store and just search on BEHR. It will pop up under the iPhone apps. It works for both the iPhone and the iPad. We haven't built an iPad enhanced version yet, however, that's in the works. And we're also working on a new Android version will be coming out as well.
So when people hear this and they download it, and maybe for some folks there might be, oh gosh, I'm really not computer savvy, give them some help that they can do this, and some advice on how to take the right photo to ensure that it's going to be a little closer match.
The most important part about taking the photo, well, first of all, if you can manage to download the app from the iTunes store, then you have enough skills to use the app itself. And now, as far as taking the right photo, the key thing is it's good lighting.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that it's evenly lit, and you want to so that the area that you're focused on is lit, and not a lot of shadows. Because the shadows will, if you touch a shadow, the camera doesn't know that it's a shadow; it's just reading it as a picture. So it will take the color a step down a little.
And I also find just to get in the right family of color is a huge help. And then you can take that to your store if you don't want to see it on your iPhone. And then just feel like that feeling of emotion that you were talking about that we feel when we find the right paint color shows up, and you can pick the right.
And you give us a palette too, don't you?
Right.
And
yes.
That's
yep.
like
actually we give you 8 palettes.
Eight other options, because that's the other thing is that once you figure out, okay, I want to have terracotta on a wall, well then what's going to go with that, and then what's the adjoining room how should that look, right?
Exactly, right. And you can use our palettes to either color a single room, where you might have three walls, one color, and one color, and one wall, an accent color, or you can even use our palettes to help plan your whole house. If you know that these colors go together, you might say the main color in this palette, but I'll use the accent color of that palette in the next room, and that type of thing.
And we can't forget home exterior paint too,
Certainly.
because a lot of times I'll see someone like a neighbor's home color, and you can drive by and take a picture of it, and then figure out, okay, maybe this will look cool for my home. And here, in fact, not only would it look cool, but here's the exact paint to get.
Exactly.
You know what else too? A lot of times my clients would take tear sheets out of magazines. You can then take a picture of the tear sheet if it's lit appropriately and find that paint color as well, too.
Certainly.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Awesome, Damien.
Love it.
You did it.
Thank
you
you.
rock. Congratulations. Great job. So check out, again, Facebook.com/BEHR Paint.
Correct.
Thank you. All right, well, coming up next, speaking of color, a little bit later on, we're going to find out how they are coming up with some of the new trendy colors that you want to have. I'm Cindy Dole with Eric Stormer, a very special home wizards here live from the International Builders Show, and the fun continues right after this.